Hi guys, today I thought I'd give you a tour of everything I have growing right now. I'm going to start on my deck. These are my peas. They grew up really tall and flopped over. I would say they're probably, if they were standing straight up, they'd be over 6 feet tall easily, not including the pot. This variety of pea is called a Spring Blush Tendril Pea, I believe. I got them from Baker Creek. They have this really pretty purplish red color on the pods, which makes them easier to find, and they're really productive. I'm happy with them. Here's one of the flowers. They're like a light pink and a dark pink. They're really pretty. There's another pea. The broccoli and cauliflower is doing well. I already harvested the main heads off the broccoli, and they're starting to put out side shoots. But I am having a cabbage worm problem, as most people do with broccoli. So I've been picking them off for now, and if it gets much worse I'll have to put something on there, but for now I'm okay with just picking them off. This is one of my purple tomatillo plants. I've never grown these before, but they seem to be doing really good, and they're very vigorous growers. And I have several little fruits forming. Here's the carrots I'm growing. They're doing okay. And this is some bunching onions. This is some thyme that I planted last year. It's really taken off this year. It's spilling out over this container. I think it could actually use its own container, or I might just put it in the ground. These are some marigolds. Some purple basil, lettuce. We've been eating a ton of lettuce off these plants, just pulling off individual leaves and using them up. Here's the Oreo orange Swiss chard. Here's my peppers. This one here in the front is a Jimmy Nardello. It's not doing too great. It hasn't been growing very much. I don't know what the deal is with that. I think that is an Anaheim, and I think this one is a Hungarian yellow wax. And my golden Marconi peppers are doing really well. And that is nasturtium right there in the front of the pot. Here's my dwarf tomato plant, and it's doing so good. It's loaded with flowers. I don't know if there's any fruit on there or not. I haven't dug into it to really get a good look, but I'm very happy with it so far. Here's my potatoes. They're doing really good. They're sprawling out everywhere, falling out of this big blue container. And then there's one in a bucket right here and another bucket right there. Hopefully the tubers are doing as good as the foliage is. We'll see. Now we're out here in the in-ground garden. I'm just going to walk up the rows and show you what I have. Here's some kale. I planted it pretty late. Should have started it earlier, but it's fine. It's kale. Here's some dill. There's a cucumber. I started my cucumbers pretty late. We had a cold snap for a couple weeks in May, so I put a few things off. Tomato, another tomato, another tomato, plant, another eggplant, and one of these eggplants have a flower. Can't remember which one, but oh well, something's eating the leaves on them as well, so I'm keeping an eye on that. Tomato. And this is my what's it called? Oh, it's the basil with the pink flowers, Thai basil. It looks terrible. I don't know what's going on with that. I may just plant some new seeds out here. No big deal. Some more dill. Some basil I started from seed. cucumbers, dill, marigold, another marigold, some zinnias. I've got them planted all around this garden. Most of them aren't very tall yet because I just started them maybe 2 weeks ago, but they grow fast. More basil that needs thinned out. This is an Armenian cucumber. I'm using my son's old crib as a trellis. This is my golden zucchini. I don't know what's going on with it. Usually zucchini is like the easiest thing to grow for me ever until later in the season when you start getting mildew problems and things like that. But this guy did not start off too well. It's got some yellow leaves. I'm not sure what's going on. I gave it some Epsom salt the other day and some blood meal, so hopefully it'll green up. This is Queensland blue squash. Another tomato. It's the only one I have in a tomato cage. I think it's a striped Roman. This is a golden Jenny Lind cantaloupe. I've grown these 3 years in a row now. And I have my first cantaloupe flower of the year on the golden Jenny Lind. This is an old-time Tennessee cantaloupe. These get huge. They are so good. But you really have to watch them because when they're ripe right now. You can't wait a couple days. They'll rot on the ground if you do. This is another melon I'm growing. I can't remember the name of it. Here's one of my watermelons. This one is Moon and Stars. Have a look at some of my other watermelons. That one. 2 of my watermelon plants died, so I had to replant them, so they're pretty tiny. I don't know what happened. They just wilted and that was it. I did have some herbicide damage on some of my tomato plants, so I don't know if that had something to do with it. Another watermelon. Some zinnias. It's a sunflower there. Tomatoes. Very small tomatoes. If you saw my herbicide damage video, you would know that I had to replant some of these. Some really big, nice looking tomato plants over here. Here's my pole beans. They're doing pretty good. Here's my onions. I know they look a mess and they're kind of laying all over the place, but I don't know. I might get in there and try to straighten them out, or I think I might just let them go. They'll try to grow towards the light and they should straighten up, maybe. The reason they look like this is because I had this wire over the entire bed and I put it in there when they were little tiny baby onion plants. And I have cats and I didn't want them pooping in my onions, so that's why I put it there. I decided I wanted to pull it up, and it took a bunch of onion leaves with it and knocked them around a bit. Here's some wild raspberries that aren't ripe yet. I have these just kind of grown in patches around the edge of my yard. This is my pear tree. I actually have 2 of these. This one is pretty big. I got these in 2003. Here's my rooster and one of the chickens. They're all Partridge Plymouth Rocks except for one of them, which is I can't remember the name, but he can be mean sometimes. He tries to fight me occasionally. Alright guys, that's it for now, and hopefully on the next full tour of my garden video I make, everything will be much larger and my flowers will be up and blooming. So I'll see you next time.